Hello, Sigma ladies. Welcome back to the Sigma Lady, the home of unapologetic empowerment and wisdom tailored for extraordinary women like you. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of love and dating. Not the surface-level fluff, but the nuanced dynamics that can make or break your connections as a Sigma woman. Your independence, intelligence, and quiet strength make you a unique force, but they can also create unexpected blind spots in relationships. In this video, we're unraveling 10 unconventional pitfalls that Sigma women often face in love and dating. These aren't your typical dating mistakes you've heard 100 times. We're going deep to uncover the hidden traps that may be holding you back from building meaningful and fulfilling connections. Before we get started, take a moment to subscribe and join our growing community of Sigma ladies. Together, we're rewriting the narrative of what it means to love and live authentically. 1. The illusion of effortless chemistry. As a Sigma woman, you're drawn to the idea of deep, organic connections, relationships that flow naturally without forced effort. This preference often stems from your love for authenticity and your disdain for anything that feels artificial. However, this yearning for effortless chemistry can sometimes lead to unrealistic expectations. You may find yourself holding out for someone who seems to just get you without much work. While this sounds ideal, the truth is that even the most aligned relationships require effort. Chemistry isn't always instantaneous. It often grows over time as two people get to know each other on a deeper level. The illusion of effortless chemistry can also cause you to overlook potential partners who don't immediately ignite that spark. You might dismiss someone because the connection feels off at first, not realizing that meaningful relationships often develop slowly. This mindset can lead you to miss out on opportunities for growth and connection with people who could have been incredible partners. The key is to shift your perspective on what chemistry means. Instead of expecting instant alignment, focus on whether there's mutual respect, curiosity, and a willingness to invest in the relationship. True chemistry isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you build through shared experiences and emotional vulnerability. By letting go of the illusion of effortless chemistry, you open yourself up to the beauty of relationships that evolve naturally. It's not about finding the perfect person. It's about growing together into something extraordinary. 2. The shadow of self-mastery. Your ability to master your emotions and maintain composure is one of your greatest strengths as a Sigma woman. You rarely let others see you sweat, and you take pride in your capacity to handle challenges with grace. However, this same self-mastery can unintentionally create a barrier in your relationships. When you're so good at managing your emotions, it can make your partner feel like there's no room for them to support you. They may perceive you as invulnerable, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy or distance. In their eyes, you have it all together, and they might wonder if you even need them in your life. The shadow of self-mastery also impacts your ability to connect on a deeper level. By always appearing strong and composed, you might unintentionally suppress the messy, imperfect emotions that make relationships real. Your partner wants to see the full spectrum of who you are, not just the polished exterior, but also the raw, unfiltered moments that reveal your humanity. Breaking free from this shadow doesn't mean abandoning your strength. It means finding balance. Allow yourself to be vulnerable in small ways, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Share your fears, insecurities, and challenges with your partner. Let them see that you're not just strong, you're also human. When you embrace the messiness of emotions, you create space for deeper intimacy and connection. Self-mastery is a gift, but it's even more powerful when paired with the courage to let others see the parts of you that aren't always perfect. 3. The curated vulnerability. You understand the importance of vulnerability, but as a Sigma woman, you often approach it with caution. Instead of being fully open, you might curate your vulnerability, sharing just enough to seem authentic while keeping the deeper, messier parts of yourself hidden. This curated vulnerability is a defense mechanism. It allows you to maintain control over how others perceive you while avoiding the risk of being judged or hurt. However, in the context of a relationship, it can create an emotional barrier. Your partner might sense that you're holding back, even if they can't pinpoint exactly what's missing. Curated vulnerability also limits the depth of connection you can achieve. True intimacy requires letting go of control and allowing someone to see you as you are, not just the parts you've polished for public display. It's in the sharing of your fears, doubts, and imperfections that real trust and connection are built. To move beyond this habit, practice leaning into discomfort. The next time you're tempted to share only the safe parts of your story, challenge yourself to go a little deeper. Start small and build your way toward greater openness. Remember, vulnerability isn't about oversharing. It's about being honest and authentic in a way that feels true to you. By letting go of curated vulnerability, you invite your partner to connect with the real you. It's a risk, but it's also the foundation for the kind of deep, meaningful relationships you deserve. The polished persona paradox. As a Sigma woman, you've likely cultivated a polished, composed image that reflects your strength and self-possession. This persona is magnetic, drawing others to you with an aura of quiet confidence and independence. However, the very traits that attract people can also create unintended barriers in your relationships. This is what I call the polished persona paradox. The paradox lies in the perception that your polished exterior leaves little room for others to truly see or support you. Your partner might feel as though they're interacting with an idealized version of you, not the complex, multifaceted person beneath. While you might think you're protecting yourself or maintaining control, this can unintentionally make your partner feel disconnected or even unnecessary. This paradox is often rooted in fear of rejection, fear of judgment, or fear of losing the autonomy you've worked so hard to build. By showing only the parts of yourself that you believe are acceptable, you risk creating relationships that lack depth and authenticity. To overcome this, start by recognizing that true connection requires rawness. Your partner doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. Share the moments that feel unpolished, the times when you're uncertain, frustrated, or vulnerable. These are the moments that build trust and intimacy. Additionally, let your partner play an active role in your life. Allow them to support you, even in small ways. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength to let someone in and trust them with your imperfections. Breaking the polished persona paradox doesn't mean abandoning your confidence or independence. It means embracing the courage to be seen fully, knowing that the right person will value every part of you. 5. The mystery overload. One of the most captivating traits of a Sigma woman is her aura of mystery. You don't wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're selective about who gets to know the real you. While this enigmatic quality is part of your charm, it can sometimes tip into what I call mystery overload. Mystery overload happens when your natural reserve becomes so pronounced that your partner struggles to connect with you. They may feel like they're always on the outside, trying to decipher your thoughts and emotions without a roadmap. This can lead to frustration, misunderstandings, and a sense of emotional distance. The allure of mystery works best in the early stages of a relationship, but sustaining it indefinitely can be counterproductive. Relationships thrive on openness and communication, not endless guessing games. If your partner feels like they're constantly solving a puzzle, they might eventually give up trying. To avoid mystery overload, focus on intentional transparency. Share your thoughts and feelings more openly, even if it feels outside your comfort zone. You don't have to reveal everything all at once, but small gestures of openness can go a long way in building trust and understanding. It's also important to remember that vulnerability doesn't diminish your allure, it enhances it. When you allow your partner to see behind the curtain, you create space for deeper connection and mutual support. Being mysterious is a powerful quality, but it's most effective when balanced with moments of transparency. By showing your partner that you trust them enough to be open, you strengthen the foundation of your relationship while retaining your unique essence. 6. The eternal litmus test. As a Sigma woman, you value insight and understanding. You're naturally observant, and you take the time to assess people and situations before fully committing. While this trait is a strength, it can sometimes lead to what I call the eternal litmus test. This happens when you constantly evaluate your partner, looking for signs that they're worthy of your trust, time, or love. You might find yourself testing them, sometimes subtly, sometimes overtly, to see how they respond to certain situations. While this approach might feel like a way to protect yourself, it can create an environment of constant scrutiny that undermines the relationship. Your partner may begin to feel like they're being judged rather than accepted. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy or defensiveness, especially if they sense that they're always being evaluated. Instead of fostering connection, the litmus test creates distance and tension. To move beyond this habit, focus on building trust through open communication rather than observation or testing. Instead of waiting for your partner to prove themselves, engage in conversations about your needs, boundaries, and expectations. Trust isn't something that happens passively. It's something that's built actively through shared experiences and mutual understanding. Additionally, recognize that no one is perfect and no relationship is without challenges. Instead of focusing on whether your partner meets every standard on your internal checklist, ask yourself if they're willing to grow and evolve with you. By letting go of the eternal litmus test, you free yourself from the pressure of constant evaluation and create space for genuine connection. Trusting someone doesn't mean ignoring their flaws. It means believing in their intentions and their capacity to show up for you. 7. The slow burn backfire. Sigma women are known for their thoughtful, deliberate approach to relationships. You don't rush into things, and you prefer to take your time getting to know someone before letting them into your inner world. This careful pace is a reflection of your deep respect for authenticity and connection. However, this slow burn approach can sometimes backfire, especially if it's misinterpreted by your partner. In your quest to ensure that a relationship feels right, you might unintentionally send mixed signals. Your deliberate pace can be mistaken for disinterest or detachment, leaving your partner unsure of where they stand. This can create unnecessary tension, as they might feel like they're putting in all the effort while you remain distant. The slow burn backfire also has internal consequences. By waiting too long to open up or take the relationship to the next level, you risk losing the momentum that often helps connections flourish in the early stages. Relationships, like fires, need consistent fuel to keep burning. If you hold back for too long, the spark might fade before it has a chance to grow into something meaningful. To avoid this, focus on clear communication. Let your partner know that your slow pace is intentional and doesn't reflect a lack of interest. Share your thought process with them so they understand that you value depth and are investing in the long term. It's also important to balance caution with vulnerability. While it's wise to protect your heart, taking small risks can lead to greater rewards. Allow yourself to lean into the excitement of new connections without overanalyzing every step. Remember, the beauty of a slow burn is that it allows for depth and authenticity, but only if both partners feel secure and engaged throughout the process. By being mindful of how your pace affects your partner, you can create a relationship that grows steadily and meaningfully. 8. The lone strategist. As a Sigma woman, you're a natural problem solver and strategist. You approach challenges with a calm, analytical mindset, and you're not afraid to take the reins when necessary. While this quality is a tremendous asset in many areas of life, it can become a stumbling block in relationships if you try to approach love the same way you approach a business plan or a project. The lone strategist mindset can manifest as overthinking every interaction, trying to predict outcomes, or attempting to manage the relationship to avoid potential pitfalls. While this might feel like a way to maintain control, it can inadvertently drain the spontaneity and joy from the connection. Love isn't a puzzle to be solved, it's an experience to be lived. This approach can also leave your partner feeling like they're not truly part of the relationship's journey. If you're always strategizing on your own, they might feel excluded or undervalued. Relationships thrive on collaboration, not unilateral decision-making. To break free from this mindset, practice embracing the unpredictability of love. Let go of the need to have all the answers and allow the relationship to evolve organically. Trust that you and your partner can navigate challenges together without the need for constant analysis or control. Additionally, involve your partner in the decision-making process. Whether it's a small choice like planning a date or a larger discussion about the future, inviting their input fosters a sense of partnership and mutual respect. By stepping away from the lone strategist role, you create space for spontaneity, vulnerability, and shared growth. Love isn't about perfect planning. It's about showing up, moment by moment, with an open heart. 9. The weight of unspoken standards. Sigma women often operate with a strong internal compass and high standards. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to walk away from situations that don't align with your values. While this clarity is a strength, it can sometimes lead to what I call the weight of unspoken standards. This happens when you have a clear vision of what you expect in a partner or a relationship, but don't communicate those expectations openly. Instead, you assume that your partner should intuitively understand and meet your standards without being explicitly told. The problem with unspoken standards is that they create confusion and frustration for both parties. Your partner might feel like they're constantly falling short without knowing why, while you might feel disappointed or resentful when your expectations aren't met. To overcome this, prioritize clear, open communication. Instead of expecting your partner to read your mind, share your needs and boundaries in a constructive way. Frame these conversations as opportunities for collaboration rather than criticism. For example, instead of saying, "You should know what I want," try saying, "It's important to me that we specific need." It's also helpful to reflect on whether your standards are realistic and flexible. While it's important to uphold your values, relationships require compromise and understanding. Ask yourself if your expectations leave room for your partner's individuality and growth. By transforming unspoken standards into shared goals, you create a foundation of trust, clarity, and mutual respect. This doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means giving your partner the tools to meet them. The quiet goodbye. As a Sigma woman, you value your peace and independence above all else. When a relationship no longer serves you, your instinct might be to walk away quietly, avoiding confrontation or drawn-out discussions. While this approach protects your energy, it can also leave your partner feeling confused, hurt, or unresolved. The quiet goodbye often stems from a desire to avoid conflict. You might think, why drag this out when it's clear we're not aligned? However, this approach can deny both you and your partner the closure needed to process and grow from the experience. Endings are as important as beginnings in relationships. A thoughtful, honest conversation can provide clarity, healing, and even mutual respect. It's not about justifying your decision, it's about honoring the connection you shared, even if it's no longer right for you. To navigate breakups with grace, practice open and compassionate communication. Share your feelings honestly, but with kindness. Acknowledge the positive aspects of the relationship while being clear about why you need to move on. Additionally, give yourself time to reflect and process after the relationship ends. The quiet goodbye might feel like a way to avoid emotional pain, but it often delays the healing process. By facing the emotions head-on, you allow yourself to grow and move forward with greater self-awareness. Remember, leaving a relationship doesn't diminish its value. It simply means that its purpose in your life has been fulfilled. By handling goodbyes with thoughtfulness and integrity, you honor both yourself and your partner as you step into your next chapter. Sigma ladies, love and dating are as much about growth as they are about connection. Each of these pitfalls is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself and your relationships. Which of these points resonated most with you? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts and experiences. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and join the Sigma Lady community. Together, we're redefining what it means to thrive in love, life, and everything in between. Until next time, stay bold, stay radiant, and remember, love isn't just something you find. It's something you cultivate with intention and courage.